Hello, everyone. I'm Jack. I'm your hood sommelier. Welcome to the hood. Crazy thing today is, you guys may not know this about me, but usually when I want to try anything that is single malt, I have what I call my whiskey friends. People that actually would love sit with me and really try something new with me and really go into it. And I wanted to kind of show you guys a little kind of background of what we do and how is it that I can pick up most of my, my flavor profile and things that I do and what I actually want to do. And there's no one that I can bring onto my channel today than somebody that no one knows, is not famous, is not anybody. But I really wanted to try and show you guys how I come up with my profile. How is it that I can just enjoy something so much? Good whiskey or any whiskey only is enjoyable when you have it with good friends. But this specific whiskey we're gonna try, the reason why I brought my good friend, Steve Nelson, is that he is the one that actually enjoy as much single malt as I do. And in all the friends that I have, him and I will sit down one day and go, hey, we found this bottle, let's sit. And we don't even call it drinking anymore, we call it studying. Because we'll go through every phase of it and we'll try it. But this year, a specific bottle came up. And I said, Steve, I need you here on my YouTube channel. We are not gonna keep you a secret anymore. We are going to have you on so we can actually try this together. We are talking today about Lagavulin. Lagavulin is a brand that I've had for a long time, an Islay brand, peated. It works. I have plenty of Lagavulin, 16, 8, a special edition, distiller edition. I have them all. But this one is quite particular because, Steve, tell me, how do you feel when a celebrity is trying to sell you a bottle? What? No, honestly, how do you feel when a celebrity trying to sell you a bottle?
That's what it is. They're just selling a bottle. It's not, they didn't put the love into it. They didn't put the craft into it like a lot of the distillers do.
Correct.
And it's just, to me, I think it's a lot of it. They just want to make the money. They're in it for the money. It's not, what do you say about them guys? They might, if they're lucky enough with some of the scotches, to get to taste what they're actually making.
Correct.
In their lifetime.
But there's one celebrity that always intrigued me, and is NICK OFFERMAN.
Yes.
NICK OFFERMAN intrigues me because he particularly is live his truth, right? As an actor, as somebody who, somebody asked him one time, I followed him, he's like, okay, you always drink scotch and single malt on every one of your show, either you on Park and Recreation, everyone, you always drink scotch. And he said, and I quote, I actually really like scotch. And I said, you know what? I don't know, being somebody who trusts Lagavulin as a brand, I did not understand. I'm like, NICK OFFERMAN version of Lagavulin? How good can that be? Is he trying to make a quick buck?
That's what I was thinking until I tried it. The first one.
The first one. So the first one that came out,
yes,
is the NICK OFFERMAN Lagavulin. The funny thing about Lagavulin, which I found really interesting, is that every time they release anything special outside of Lagavulin profile, they use odd years. So when they did the HBO Game of Thrones, they've actually used the 9 years. And when they were doing the NICK OFFERMAN one, they used the 11 year, because every Lagavulin that I've have as a regular edition is an even number. So it's 8 years, 6 years, 8 years, 16 years. So I'm like, oh, so when it comes to something special out of your profile, you use odd months. So kind of interesting facts to know. But the one reason why I got you here particularly is because not only NICK OFFERMAN had the audacity to actually put his name on a bottle, He also, ladies and gentlemen, decided this year to use his 11-year Lagavulin, right, that they made, but this time he aged it, are you ready, in a Guinness cask. So it's an 11-year single malt that been aged in a stout. Guinness is a stout beer that they're aging it. Now, I think it's very audacious because I'm like, okay, not only you are saying you are a single malt guy, you also are saying that you can age that single malt into a stout barrel and we are going to love it.
Which means he might like stouts.
Yes.
I said, what if we just threw this in here one night and said, you know, what if we threw this in here for a couple weeks and see how it turned out?
So they did the commercial. They did the commercial online, where they actually did him and his dad. Yeah. Honestly, I think you treat me more like a dad than a friend. Usually, you're always watching out for me. You always saying, hey, I need make sure you do this. And at any circumstance that we're in, you're like, are you safe? That's always you ask. So they did the commercial where I saw him and his dad that was drinking the Guinness, and he was drinking a single malt. And he looked at his dad while he was drinking the Guinness, and Lagavulin is calling him and go, hey, we ran out of barrels. We made too much whiskey for your offerman. And it's like, I have a solution. And he run into Guinness and go, do you guys have any empty barrels? And they go, we have all this here. And he called Lagavulin and go, I found barrels for you, right? And that's how this Lagavulin 11-year age in a Guinness barrel has came out. So, honestly, I'll be honest and say I truly hate when a celebrity trying to sell me something because I don't trust them. I don't believe they actually know what they're doing. I think it's a money grab. But today, I think we found one celebrity that we can put to the test and debunk that fact. So, without further ado,
see, because I haven't even had this yet.
Yes.
So this is going to be all new.
This is all new to you. This is all going to be a lot of fun. So we have the two NICK OFFERMAN, right? This Lagavulin is different from the regular Lagavulin. From what you can see is a white top versus the black top. This is the 3 years ago Lagavulin. He came out with an 11-year Lagavulin for NICK OFFERMAN. It comes at 46% ABV. And if you know anything about the Lagavulin profile, is a peated whiskey. They're from the Islay region of Scotland, and they make good whiskey. I'm not even gonna front. Lagavulin 16 have been my gateway into peated whiskey, so I'm not even gonna front. I'm not gonna front. But NICK OFFERMAN, you owe us. You got some explaining to do. Nick, you got some explaining to do. So I want to try it with an unbiased palate with me, so I actually know for sure if I'm crazy.
Because you know me, I'll tell you.
If it's not good, right?
I'd be like, we're not going to church on this one.
All right. So without further ado, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have seen me today and my father figure / best friend here, Steve. We are going to dig into NICK OFFERMAN and know if he's full of shit or if he's really. We both have been in single malt for long years.
Long time.
I'm not gonna point out your age here, but the beer says all about how long you've been around.
We talked about it. I could be your dad.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I brought my father figure just like Nick did, and make sure that we are truly making a difference and helping our consumer here on the Hood Sommelier channel for them to know, are you buying something because of a celebrity or are you truly enjoying a really serious
because it tastes good, not just because of, that's a nice looking face on there.
All right. So I'm very curious. The one thing about NICK OFFERMAN that's funny is if you look on a bottle, look at his beard. It really looks just like Steve's beard. So, and Steve have his Guinness hat on because he really loves his Guinness. So we are here to really prove this wrong. 11 years single malt. I'm expecting a lot of it. It's about $130, $129 MSRP. So if I'm spending $100 on a single malt, I got questions. I got questions, right? So without further ado, we jumping in. We're gonna do the original first.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I've had the original.
Let's do the original first because I've had it. I've actually had a sample of it, but I actually didn't even had a full experience of the original. So, but
Let's do them both.
okay,
I want to compare colors.
yes. So this is the second one. So each
Smell it from here already.
yes. All right. So we're not gonna go crazy on the pour. We're just gonna go a simple pour. And let's see. If something was aged in a stout barrel, does it make a difference in color?
Not really.
Not really. A little bit of difference, but not really. I see just a slight difference. The one in this one actually have more bubbliness. From what you can see, has a little more bubbliness. And from the stout, probably. So if I actually shake these two bottles and put it down, I'm pretty sure the stout one would take longer to actually clear up because it's actually would take, the bubbles will stay around because of the stout. But let's go with the regular one.
You know me.
So the peat is already saying hello. So Steve and I have two different way of actually going. So when we try peaty scotch, we will usually do this because we want to smell the sweetness of it. But me by nosing already, I can already say that this is actually very plummy, strawberry-ish. But the peat of Lagavulin is a whole different peat. That's one thing about Lagavulin that made them quite famous. Bruichladdich does amazing peatiness. Ardbeg does amazing peatiness. Lagavulin peatiness is also particular. Right?
I want to get notes. I'm getting pear off of this already.
Uh-huh. So one of the things that Steve is doing here is that if you don't like the peat but still want to keep up the note, if you rub this thing on your hand, obviously you don't have any scent on your hand. If you smell it, the peat goes away.
Then when that alcohol dissipates, I get all the smells of what it should be. What I'm hoping is that when I'm tasting it, I'm getting that same thing.
That same thing. So
more.
yes. So
legs
cheers.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
You got a little bit. Check out them legs on this bad boy.
It's 46%, so I'm not expecting any major legs on it. All right. Steve loved to put it on his beard so he can actually really smell it in and out. I do the nosing. I'm a nosing guy. Yep. Lagavulin. I know the profile of Lagavulin. So
see, we're doing all that now. I don't even get any peat. I just get the essence of honey and like pear and fruitiness.
For me, it's pear and I get a little bit of strawberry, like a light
I can
strawberry.
pick on the back end of there.
Yes. Not bad.
There you go. When all the arm hairs are standing up, you know it's good.
It is not bad.
I got hair standing up in places you don't even want to know.
Oh my God. The peatiness is not even on the front side. You get that immediate, a little bit of spice in the back, some pear, strawberry. And I'm telling you right now.
For me, it's not the red strawberry. It's that little white chunk on the top. That's not done.
Correct.
I don't want to say
not almost.
I don't want to say done cooking yet.
Not yeah. It's more like not. It's not ripe yet.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, you guys just walked. Honestly, I just brought you back into when me and my friend, here sit down and are trying single malt. This is what we do. Forget the cameras. This is literally what we pass our time doing.
I try putting something in my head like a thought of like So there we were on the side of the island.
Correct, right?
Walking through the fields, and we came across the strawberry field.
And all the peat.
Smelled the sea mist and the kelp across that strawberry field, hitting this.
And this is not even peated. It's not heavily peated.
No, this is nothing. This is after I get it off my hands.
That's it.
That was it.
So most people will say, "Oh, Lagavulin is so peated." I'm like, no.
This is far beyond.
If you're an Islay lover, I actually say when you come to Islay, I say Lagavulin is where you walk into first because the peat is not too bad.
It's almost citrusy when you're walking in.
Yes, that's what I tell you. That citrus zest, that lime is just there.
And it's not like you would imagine somebody biting into a lime or just cutting a lime and be like, no.
It's like spritz.
It's like if you said,
yes.
And then you walked away and I'm like, oh, someone was cutting some limes in here.
Correct.
Yeah. But when I taste it,
it's much sweeter than I expected.
it's like earthy. It's not dry.
It's not.
Slick.
Very slick.
It's slick, and I like that because I don't like it when it's too dry. But it almost has in the back end. I hate to say almost like a cocoa dust.
It's dark.
It's not coffee.
Very dark fruit. Very dark fruit.
Saying that, it would almost lead me towards like, I hate to say fig.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Dark fruit, like very fig-ish, yeah. Now, I feel like we need some water. Because if we're going to go from the same juice that been aged and stout, the one thing I wasn't able to find is how long did they held it in that barrel to finish it in.
In the stout? I thought it was, wasn't it 3 months? 3 months or 3 years, or I don't know.
Most people will say, it looks here, I say I've traveled the world and tempted Christmas, yeah, no heart. Finish in Guinness cask. I do not know. They do not say 4 months.
4 months? Okay.
So it looks like after 4 months of purely platonic finishing, this gold brown elixir of the god have been imbibed in the trace of chocolate, wisp, and vanilla. Yeah, so it's 4 months.
Okay.
I don't know if 4 months makes a difference, but this is why I wanted you here, because I didn't want to be biased.
Exactly. Because when everybody's like, oh, he's just bringing it on his show for whatever, I don't think so. It's not like that. We'll sit down here, and how many times have we done this with the Octomore and the Bunnahabhain and the, what is it? If I'm saying it right?
Correct.
Cavalon?
Yeah, Cavalon.
We've done it with that.
You and I, this is usually private moments.
I know.
Because you and I will try stuff, and we just sit here for hours. Just smelling, nosing.
Are you going to drink that? Well,
yeah.
Only because we're on a time limit here.
Yes.
But if we weren't,
if you're on a time limit, this can actually take us an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I will tell you one thing, for all of you guys watching right now, if you have friends that enjoy stuff, it's not about the quantity or how much you're drinking, but truly experiencing the liquid itself in all its ways. This is brotherhood right here. This is how you bond around, single malt.